Solar panels are being used for an increasing number of applications, including to power homes, businesses, and transportation directly. It is an excellent renewable energy source, especially in the wake of dropping generation costs. Even snow-capped mountains in Switzerland have become sites of solar power installations. Vehicles that are powered directly by solar panels on their roofs have been tested in locations with reliable sunlight, such as the Australian outback. While not designed for commercial use, these vehicles are helping engineers make further improvements to their designs with an eye to eventual widespread use. While vehicles powered by self-contained solar units are still a rarity, they are getting closer. Here are a few solar-powered travel options that could be available shortly. Bicycles. Bicycles are largely muscle-powered, but electric bikes are increasingly popular, saving riders the hard work of going uphill on muscle power alone. However, creating a self-contained solar-powered bike is much more of a challenge than building a battery-powered bike. This is, of course, due to the need for small, lightweight photovoltaic cells efficient enough to power the bicycle. But that has not stopped people from trying. The Sun Trip adventure brings together the most innovative designs for solar-powered bikes each year. The trip challenges riders to travel to different long-distance destinations powered by solar energy each year. The event has seen a wide configuration of solar panels, including overhead panels and panels that are pulled along behind the bikes.
Da 4 anni.
Sunt entuziasmat să particip la Sun Trip.
C'est un voyage aventure qui permet de montrer à toute personne que la mobilité douce est possible sur une longue distance.
I'm so proud to see all of you here with these incredible contraptions you've brought. Everyone is different, every single one is special. You are going to show how you can, get around Europe, 10,000 kilometers, get around Europe on a bike using also solar power, which I find inspiring. Thank you very much. Et avec cette initiative, on donne vraiment de l'espoir, que le vélo, c'est pour tout le monde.
Aujourd'hui, c'est le grand départ de Bruxelles, donc on est déjà un peu stressé quand même.
Three-wheelers. Between bikes, motorcycles, and cars, a segment of vehicles is often overlooked. The three-wheelers. Sometimes known as autos or tuk-tuks, three-wheelers are common modes of transport in many Asian countries. Many electric three-wheeled vehicles are already on the road in India and elsewhere, often covered to shelter its occupants from sunlight and heat. The vehicle design is ideal for putting small solar panels on top, as no change in design is needed. Three-wheeled vehicles are also ideal for use in crowded cities, as they take up less space than cars. Estimates suggest that India alone is home to 1.5 million powered three-wheelers, and making them solar could likely help significantly lower emissions. Three-wheeled vehicles are also useful for transporting small to medium-sized cargo loads, especially for last-mile deliveries.
The Thai tuk-tuk is famous around the world. It's not the most comfortable way to travel. Well, for tall people, it can be hard to sit up straight, and there is no insulation from the heat, the noise, or the traffic fumes. But this is still nonetheless one of the most iconic ways to get around a Thai town or city like Bangkok. One of the most popular tuk-tuk rides is on the streets around Bangkok's famous Grand Palace. Tuk-tuk taxis have 3 wheels and open sides. Within the country's holiday destinations, you can find tuk-tuks in most central areas, especially in the main tourist spots. You hail a tuk-tuk the same way you would hail a taxi. If you don't want to pay a high tourist price, you need to negotiate with the driver. Before you go anywhere, first ask the driver how much it is to go to your destination. Then start bargaining by dividing that amount by half or a third. Make sure to smile while you do so. Once you get a price you are happy with, climb aboard and hold on tight, as there are no seatbelts. Beware of tuk-tuk drivers that offer cheap prices and a gem shop visit. You may end up on an unwanted and costly tour.
Amazon has plans to eventually use 10,000 electric-powered three-wheelers for deliveries in India, and a solar-powered option could help cut emissions further. Companies such as Infinite Mobility have products aimed at this segment of urban users and have a range of three-wheelers with solar photovoltaic cells integrated into the vehicle's body. Trucks and trains. Large trucks are responsible for a great deal of transportation emissions and have been slow to electrify due to their weight and the long distances they travel. Swedish truck maker Scania recently collaborated with Uppsala University to develop the first solar-powered 18-wheeler. The team utilized the vehicle's length to install many solar panels that could power the truck's battery pack. The experiment was challenging since it involved placing the panels on mounts that could face the rigors of road travel. Moreover, Sweden receives a significantly smaller share of sunlight when compared to some other regions, adding to the challenge.
A 64-ton electric truck has been delivered to chemical supplier Wybax and will operate on the roads of northern Sweden. The 3-axle electric tractor contributes to Wybax reaching its climate targets and is yet another example of Scania innovating in close partnership with a customer.
A 3-kilometre-long heritage train route run by the Byron Bay Train Company in Australia is an example of a solar-powered train. All of the electricity used to run the train comes from the solar panels on the train shed and the train itself, and the panels produce enough energy to supply the local grid with its excess. Railways in India are also looking at this type of solution for powering trains and trackside signalling systems.
In December 2017, the Byron Bay Solar Train made its first kilometre round trip between the town of Byron Bay and North Beach, making it the world's first solar-powered train. The Byron Bay Railroad Company searched the country and found a dilapidated vintage train called a Red Rattler and spent $4 million to restore it and get it up and running, including another $1.8 million on restoring the 3-kilometre disused rail line. Plus a further $1 million was spent on the train shed and 2 platforms at each end. The 2-carriage rail set was constructed in Sydney in 1949 using aluminium, which made them very lightweight. On its roof, the train boasts 6 kilowatts of custom-made flexible solar panels and are backed up by 77 kilowatt hours of battery storage, which has taken the place of one of the train's 2 original diesel engines. The train only uses about 4 kilowatt hours for each one-way trip and has been able to make 16 trips and only use 25% of its onboard battery power, all without using any top-up charging. The train can also recharge while stopped at each station, which are also equipped with solar panels on the roofs. The large solar array on the platform roofs, coupled with the custom curved solar panels on the train roofs, produce more solar energy per day than is required to operate an hourly return service. It is now running an hourly service that can ferry up to 100 people at a time, plus their surfboards and luggage, from 10 AM to 5 PM 6 days a week, and costs $3 one way for a 3-kilometre trip, which takes about 7 minutes. While building the world's first solar train is an impressive achievement, there are currently no plans to extend the service further, mostly due to the prohibitive costs of restoring the tracks. That being said, this is not a test train or a trial run. This old train was restored and converted to solar power by a multi-millionaire businessman who owns a resort in the area. Ryan said in an interview, "Hopefully it attracts people to Byron Bay. I think the international tourists will come here to have a look at the world's first solar train. In 5 years' time, they'll probably still say I'm mad."
Boats and ships. Because they spend most of their time out in the open, boats and ships provide an excellent opportunity for adding solar panels. Many large yachts contain at least a few small solar panels for powering onboard systems, but cargo ships are the real polluters. It is estimated that maritime transport accounts for around 3.5 to 4% of all greenhouse gas emissions, largely because of the heavy and dirty diesel oil used by cargo ships. The maritime shipping industry has publicly committed to reducing these emissions, and solar power is one way to do this. Several solar-powered cargo ships are being developed. Eco Marine Power, a Japanese ship-making company, is rolling out Energy Sail, a propulsion system that is powered by flexible, marine-grade solar panels. The system uses wind and solar energy to reduce emissions from the vessel and can be deployed on cargo or cruise vessels, as well as tankers. Another version of such a system could feature retractable sails that could be deployed in moderate winds, as well as solar panels to charge the vessel's batteries. Solar-powered passenger ferries are already used in Berlin, Kerala, Hong Kong, Australia, and elsewhere. The decision to switch ferries from diesel power to solar has often been based on cost as much as sustainability. Solar ferries can be much cheaper to run and are especially suited to short routes, airplanes. The record-breaking, round-the-world flight of Solar Impulse 2 demonstrated that planes can travel powered only by sunlight. While solar-powered flight may not be commercially viable yet, it is inching closer. Much of the work being done in this area is still research-focused. For instance, NASA's Centurion is a remotely piloted solar-powered aircraft that will fly to 100,000 feet, or about 30,480 meters. But commercial solutions like SolarFlight's 6-seater transporter aircraft could soon be an option for short to medium-haul flights. The Falcon Solar is an experimental design for a solar-powered plane that looks like something a superhero would fly. Industrial designer Laszlo Nemeth, whose firm Lasko Design created the concept, is confident that modern technology is sufficiently advanced to allow us to fly on solar power. This could be a reality before self-driving cars. Solar-powered planes need to have very long wingspans to accommodate the large number of solar panels needed to keep the aircraft airborne. Improved efficiency of solar panels in the future could enable more commercially viable, smaller designs that could facilitate short journeys. Just as the transition to electric vehicles isn't happening overnight, the transition to other forms of solar-powered transportation will also likely occur gradually. However, if the world is going to meet the Paris climate goals, this will need to speed up considerably. In the meantime, plenty of vehicles are powered entirely by solar energy generated from solar farms.
De bien croiser les doigts pour ce premier vol, d'avoir des pensées positives pour cet avion solaire.
Damien, okay for me, you can go.